Now at one, a new accuser is speaking out against disgraced music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, claiming he raped her more than 20 years ago at a recording studio in New York City. Good afternoon. This is the KTLA 5 News at 1. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. The latest accuser held a news conference today after filing a lawsuit against Diddy.
KTLA 5 Samantha Cortese live now in Carthay with the details. Samantha?
Glenn and Lou, as Sean Diddy Combs sits in a jail cell in New York City, yet another woman has come forward with heinous allegations of rape and sexual assault. And she says it's all on videotape being passed around and possibly sold. The allegations are awful, and the alleged victim was deeply emotional and upset today here in Carthay, where she sat next to her lawyer, her attorney, Gloria Allred. Today, Talia spoke publicly for the first time about the aftermath of allegedly being raped in a Bad Boy Records studio in New York City. This was in 2001. Her attorney by her side, Graves filed a lawsuit in the New York Southern District. That lawsuit states the following. She was 25 years old, dating one of Combs' employees. Combs asked her to come into the studio with him and his security guard, Joseph Sherman. In the lawsuit, Graves states she remembers having a drink before she lost consciousness. And this is a trigger warning regarding sexual assault. Graves said when she woke up, she was tied up and being raped by the two men, Combs and his security guard, forced to perform sex acts that are too graphic to share. Graves explains the turmoil she says she had suffered since that night.
The internal pain after being sexually assaulted has been incredibly deep and hard to put into words. It goes beyond just physical harm caused by and during the assault. Some of the hardest parts of this pain are the shame and the guilt I have experienced that plays a negative part in my day-to-day ability to function properly. Being blamed, questioned, and threatened has often made me feel worthless.
Graves in the lawsuit says that Combs threatened to ruin her life if she ever spoke about what happened. She says she suffered suicidal thoughts and went through years of therapy and was then triggered in November of last year when she learned there was a video of the, quote, horrific rape. She said that made her want to take her life again, but instead reached out and is now joining dozens of other women and men who allege abuse at the hands of the disgraced media mogul. Graves is asking for damages to be determined later in court. She is suing Combs, Sherman, and Bad Boy Enterprises. Combs is already facing at least 10 lawsuits. The impetus for many people coming forward, many believe, is the longtime ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, when she came out with her civil lawsuit in 2023, which Diddy solved out of court one day later. But since then, many victims have come forward. I asked if Graves has spoken to any other victims. Gloria Allred said she would not be commenting on private conversations at this time. I also asked if Diddy had reached out to her because prosecutors in the New York federal case say that he'd been reaching out to alleged victims. Gloria Allred said she would not comment. Also, as you know, Combs is now in jail awaiting trial for federal charges, 3 of them involving sex trafficking and racketeering. Prosecutors say he used his business enterprise to create a criminal enterprise. In Carthay, Samantha Cortese, KTLA 5 News.